Want to reach your dream IIM? GradeUp brings to you Padho Azadi Se sale. Flat 40% off and extra 31% off on all MBA courses. Grab the offer now.
Welcome to GradeUp's MBA Prep channel. So we are done with CAT 2020 and here I am to give you what you should learn from CAT 2020 for CAT 2021. So I would first like to know how many of you appeared for CAT 2020 and how did you find the examination, and the ones who will be appearing for the first time in 2021, they must attempt CAT 2020 paper in a timed manner. Later on, once you are all set for the examination, you should attempt this paper and evaluate yourself how would you have done in this year's paper. So it's always advisable to attempt past year papers. And today I'm going to tell you what are the things that one must learn from this examination for the next year. What are the things that one must keep in mind for the next season? Okay, so no matter it went well or it went bad, you must learn some things. So how was your experience with CAT this year? How many of you appeared for the examination? How did you find it? Many were saying that it was difficult. Yes, it was. It was slightly more difficult than the last year. So the number of questions was reduced from 100 to 76, and the time was just 2 hours. Okay, so that way one had to solve a lot of questions, and the difficulty level in VA, RC, and DILR was very high. So what are the things that one must take from this year's examination so that you can improve in the next year, right? So first, one must understand that CAT is a test of time management, right? It's all about knowing that you have certain time limit, right? Like you have, you know that, okay, you just had 2 hours. So people were complaining that they just, time was running out like anything. You knew beforehand that each section would consist of just 40 minutes, right? So it was all about managing time, picking the right sets, picking the right data interpretation sets, and if you talk about the verbal ability section, choosing between to go for RCs or to go for TETA questions. So if you are well prepared, right, if you have sincerely prepared throughout the year, you know that what are your strengths. Maybe you are good at solving RCs, so one should have done all 4 RCs and then move towards the TETA questions, the non-RC questions. And in case if someone struggles with RCs, then that person must have definitely attempted those non-RC questions first and then only moved ahead to the RC questions. Similarly, in DILR, it was all about just looking at the sets in the first couple of minutes and deciding that which ones to go for. And of course, it turned out to be a bet because there were 2 sets which were of 6 questions each, and one of the sets in all the 3 slots turned out to be a trap. So you do not know how it is going to be, but it is the same for everyone, right? That's the beauty of the examination, that it is same for everyone, and moreover, it is a percentile based score. So don't worry if you score less, it is a relative score. Okay, so if you score low, everyone scores low, so your relative score will be high. Alright, so it's all about time management that you need to learn throughout the year. You must take ample number of mock tests. Whenever you solve past year questions in a time frame. Okay, so suppose you are solving CAT 2020 paper later on, solve it in 2 hours. If you are solving CAT 2019, 2018, 17, solve those papers in 3 hours. Or you are solving some old CAT papers, solve them in that particular time range that was given in that year. Right? Suppose the paper was of 2.5 hours, so you must try to attempt that question, the question in 2.5 hours. So that is one thing that that you must learn from this examination. That is, it's a matter of time management. Okay, now coming to the RC section, the VA RC section. it has been noticed not only this year, even in the past few years, we have seen that most of the passages are from Western sources. So they talk about Americas, they talk about Europe. You generally do not get passages based on Indian references, right? It's hardly you see that any research, like even if they have some research based passages, that would be somewhere in the West. Okay, if there is some philosophy or history, they would generally relate to West, or maybe at times to other countries, but very few times they refer to the Indian perspective. So it's better to widen your reading skills. Read from sources start reading international newspapers. Okay, read about American history, scientific articles across the globe, right? So don't just restrict your reading to one like limited to Indian sources. So try to expand your reading skills. That is going to help you because different authors, different cultures, so you might find cultural differences in those passages as well. So try to widen your reading habits. And we will take, our experts will take special sessions on them, telling you which other correct sources, what are sources you can refer to. Okay. Then DILR, it turned out to be like it's from 2015 to 2019. It was the most difficult section, and in 2020, some were expecting it to cool down a bit because there were the number of the time was less. But again, we saw that it was very difficult to go beyond 3 sets or so even if a person is able to do 3 sets in the slots or 13, 12 to 13 questions, would get 99%. And so you can imagine that just 1% of the audience is able to cross half of the questions. So again, something which is very difficult to crack, and I would recommend that you should start early and practice around 500 DLR sets in a year to A set section, because the more you practice, right, the more you practice, the more agile you become in this section. You can solve sets quickly, you can identify the patterns. Okay, so the most difficult part in this section is identifying which which set is going to be easy, which is going to be difficult, and even experts get trapped in it, right? So sometimes it appears that the table is big, let me not attempt it, and later on you find that that set was easy. On the other hand, sometimes it's a small table or some missing data, and you feel that okay, this is small, but that involves higher logic, right? So it is a black box which is you can see the toppers, right? If you see the top score of other sections, people have been able to reach very close to 100% scores in quant, right? People have got 100 full marks in quant. People have been able to reach 90+% in verbal. So verbal, you know that because of sometimes because of close options, but in VARC, you never see people saying that I was able to do all 5 sets or previously all 32 questions. So it is always a challenging section. So the best remedy to nail this section next year would be start from now itself. No matter you take 1 hour to solve a set, that's fine, absolutely fine. If you solve one set in 1 hour, that's absolutely fine at this stage. Gradually you will start cutting it down to 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, then 15 minutes. So gradually you will improve your speed and shall be able to reach a decent speed. Okay, so try practicing from past year papers. I would not recommend any books because the books are mostly obsolete. They are based on old type of DI sets, which used to be moderate ones. They were not logic intensive DI sets. So like if you subscribe to if you are availing some test series, some good test series, so obviously there you get these decent tests. And apart from that, you have past year papers. Okay, so 16 sets per year, 3 years, 48 sets are those. Solve those sets. Apart from that, this year you will get 15 sets, right? So 60 plus sets this time, and some past year. You can refer to the past year ones as well. And if you are enrolling in some good test series, you will be getting more sets there, right? So and you can always get past year mocks available. Okay, so all those things you should refer to for DILR. And I mean a lot of YouTube channels including GradeUp will be practicing some sets. So you can get a good practice of this. Okay. All right. So this was about DILR. And another thing that we have encountered in the past few years, like if I talk about 2018, 2019, and in 2020 as well, that set theory is indispensable part of DILR section. They generally give one set for sure on set theory. Okay, so make yourself acquainted with this topic. This time, to surprise the students, there were set theory questions based on four elements, right? So there were Venn diagrams of four elements. So this is how you draw those Venn diagrams. Earlier, they used to take two element Venn diagrams. This year, in first slot as well as third slot, you saw that there were Venn diagrams with four elements. So set theory is something they have been asking each and every year. In 2019, 2018, even in 2017, I remember there was one set in one of the slots which was based on set theory. So set theory is something which is a hot topic in DILR. You generally get one set. Okay, so try to build your concepts in this. And apart from that, if we look at the pattern of the last few years, they have reduced the conventional DI, right? They do not ask questions based on graphs. This year they did not have anyone. So it is mostly like logical missing tables with some logical data in which you get multiple cases and or set theory. Okay. So this is one chapter like Venn diagrams and set theory that you should make yourself comfortable with. Okay. Next thing is ARG. So can someone tell why I must have taken this word ARG? Okay, I'll drop a hint. It refers to the quantitative aptitude section. What is can someone guess this the meaning of this acronym ARG? What would ARG mean in quant section? Any guesses? This ARG is necessary to ace the quant section. Yes, so Raghav, you're absolutely right. So by ARG, I mean arithmetic, algebra, and geometry, right? So if you look at all three slots, okay, all three slots this year, okay, so this year all three slots were dominated by arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. So algebra surprisingly had too many questions. Arithmetic has always been the topper, right? You generally get like this year each of the slots had around 8 to 10, 7, 8, and like 4, 5 questions. So somewhere around 20 questions, 20 out of 26, 21, 20 to 22 questions out of 26 were from these three topics. Okay, so you need to make yourself familiar with all these three. Okay, so you need to cover each and everything, and especially one of the topics which was surprisingly asked frequently in this year was logarithms. So you have too many questions in all the three slots. You have 2 to 3 questions based on logarithms, and logarithms is something which people just leave. They see logarithm questions, they just leave those questions. Okay, had someone practiced logarithms well, would have done 3 out of 3 questions easily. But the normal tendency is that they just leave it. On the other hand, while preparing, I've seen over the years people prepare for number system, permutation, combination like anything. But if you see the recent trends, the number of questions from those topics have been scarce. I did not find any questions on PNC in slot 1. In slot 1, there were the number of questions on number system was also very less. In third slot, there was one question on PNC, I guess, and a few on number system. So you can see that just around 3 to 4 questions combined from these two topics. And while practicing, this has been noticed that people keep practicing number system and permutation for half of the time of their preparation. Instead, focus on these three. Okay, try to build this arg, right? Start with arithmetic. Arithmetic is the something that can be easily mastered, right? So if like I'll talk about non-engineers. Okay, so let me talk about non-engineers. Non-engineers will definitely find arithmetic easy because that is something that they have done till class 10th, right? So very simple questions on speed, time, distance, your mixture, alligation ratios, simple interest, compound interest. So that is something that they can master. Okay, geometry is also doable. Maybe algebra might be slightly difficult. Okay, when algebra might be slightly difficult for non-engineers, but still, I mean, you can at least manage at least half of the section by focusing on these three things. So these are the things that one must take care, that you need to practice good number of questions from geometry, algebra, solve a lot of questions on logarithms, functions, okay, equations, inequalities, all those you must focus on them, because if we see the pattern of last few years, these three topics have been dominating in the paper. Okay, so this is another learning, that focus on these three things as per the trends that we are seeing. All right, now people are done with CAT 2020. So what next? Okay, so there'll be both kind of people, one with happy faces and the others who are slightly depressed. Okay, so in case you got a great performance at CAT, maybe you were expecting around 99.5 plus. Suppose you did around 125. If you are able to score 125 plus, you will definitely be in 99.5 percentile. Let's say if you manage to get 140 plus, 99.8 plus, okay, easily. So if you have done really well, instead of rejoicing, focus on GD, VAT and PI preparation, because I'll tell you, I mean, CAT is just one of the easiest things to crack, right? GD, VAT, PI is something that is the real thing to crack, because a lot of people get so around IIMs call around 10 times or 8 to 10 times of the capacity, or the top IIMs call 4 to 5 times, and then interview those candidates and then select them. So selection at that stage is again very low. Okay, so and if you do not have a very good profile, if you are not from a great college, you don't have very great academics. Okay, and if you are an engineer, so then it becomes very tough for you. So start building your soft skills, work on your soft skills, prepare for GD, read newspapers daily, get yourself acquainted with different genres, like the current politics, international affairs, sports. Okay, what is happening around the world? Be aware of all those stuff. Okay, and practice for WAT, right? Improve your writing skills. Prepare for PI. Okay, so that is the thing you must focus on for the next 2 to 3 months. So now it's the real time for preparation. Okay, and suppose it was your bad day, you prepared well, and it turned out to be a bad day, which is absolutely fine, right? So even I had appeared for multiple times. So I found that some years I was able to do really good, but on the other, I had fluctuating scores. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. You might possibly have had a bad day. So there are two things that you can do. One is this year you have ample number of examiners. So this was just the beginning of the season. You have XAT if you're targeting, if you have that caliber and have prepared well, you can target XAT. You have IFT. Some of you might still would be writing NMAT, SNAP, okay, TISNET, etc. Depending on what colleges, if you are targeting some particular stream, or like if you're from Maharashtra, then Maharashtra CET. So these are the exams which are still remaining. You can prepare for them, or like if you just want the IIM tag, right? If you feel that no, your preparation was not good enough, okay, you were not well prepared, otherwise you could have done better. So you want to give it another try, or if you are still in your pre-final year and are going to take CAT for the next year, I would say that start for 2021 and start early. Okay, do a lot of mock tests. Okay, I mean, attempt as many mock tests as possible. Try to give like 25, 30 mock tests. Do a lot of LRDI sectionals, because LRDI is something which is just making people crazy. People were unable to, I mean, even very good students were unable to cross three sets. Okay, it was very difficult to crack beyond three sets. And hardly I did not hear anyone who did all five sets. Okay, so one set was a trap, and even in the past years, if you see, it was very difficult to reach beyond six sets. So LRDI is something which requires a lot of practice, and like if you solve it like anything, as I said, 500 sets, even if you do 365 sets, one set a day. I'm not asking you to do hundreds of sets. I mean, several sets in a day. If you just do one DILR set a day, you still would have done 360 plus sets. Okay, or if you make it two, and if you work on just 250 days, you shall be able to do 500 sets. So it's better to start early. Start with past year papers, enroll in some test series where you solve those sets in the mocks. Okay, look at past year papers of other examinations. Keep solving a couple of sets every day, right? So that you reach that potential to crack at least half of that section. And same goes for verbal ability as well. Start reading from now itself. If you see the RCs, right? RCs with double negative, right? They ask that which of the following, all of the following are not the reasons except. So double negative. Okay, so all those kind of questions, they require a lot of practice, and it's not that you just see a few things on the last few days and just write the examination. So start early. You will have enough time. You can prepare well. You can take a good number of mock tests. Okay. Okay. So Abhinav, it's completely up to you. If you just want go into the top IIMs and some other top B schools, you can you should appear for the next year. And if you want to see, I won't say that NMAT is a bad college, but definitely there are better colleges than NMAT through CAT. Okay, so like if you have a good job and you think that you have the confidence, you have the potential, you think that you will be able to crack it better next time. So I would recommend that prepare for CAT 2021. Okay. So another thing that you must learn from now itself is CAT 2021 is going to be entirely different now. Okay, so don't think that it will be the same pattern, because this year they reduced the reduced it to 2-hour examination because of the COVID situation. So in 2021 you can expect it back to the 3-hour examination, or who knows, right? We do not know anything. But see, no matter what it is, right? So people till July did not know that CAT is going to be a 2-hour examination. So they were preparing for a 3-hour format. And even the ones who were well prepared would have done great in that as well, and would do really good in this format as well. So the format does not matter. So that should not deter you that whether it will be, so do not start thinking that whether it will be 2-hour or it will be back to 3 hours. Okay, that time, let that time decide. Okay, it's like 8-9 months later you will get to know. But till then, keep preparing, because your fundamentals remain the same. Your problem solving strategy remains the same, right? So all those things you should build by then, and then whatever it is, like if it is a 2-hour paper, it is 2-hour for all, right? If it's a 3-hour paper, it is going to be a 3-hour paper for all. So this year, when we went to the examination hall, we did not know the number of questions. But once we entered, I mean, we had to do that, we took the test, right? So, Vishesh, I would say that, start early, start with quant section, right? If you are a non-engineer, then especially you should start with the quant section. Take time to read chapters. Maybe you complete a chapter in 3-4 days. Take 3 to 4 months. I mean, enough. 3 to 4 months are enough to cover the basics. So by February, March, you should be done with your entire syllabus, even if you start at a moderate pace. And apart from that, as I said, try to do RC sets every day, 1 to 2 RC sets, 1 to 2 DILR sets. That should be enough for now, right? You do not have to spend hundreds of hours, hundreds of hours per week at this stage. You just need 1 to 2 hours of preparation every day. 2 hours of preparation if you devote, that should be good enough at this stage.